Stampers, Kim from StampingImperfection.com. Welcome to my studio. I have a card that I want to share with you today, and actually I'm not making this exact card. This is the card I made for this week's Papercraft Crew Sketch Challenge, and I really love the layout of this card, and I really liked the effect I did, or the stamping that I did on top of this designer series paper. Instead of using this floral image, I want to use the new Lotus Blossom, which is a 3-step stamp that you can get free during Celebration. You can check it out at mystampingstore.com. This is one of the items you can choose from the Celebration brochure that you get for free for spending $50. So that's quite a deal. You can check out all the details at stampingimperfection.com. On this card here, I have used the Butterfly Basics stamp set, and I've used quite a few images from this. I used the floral image from that. This is actually comes in 2 packages. I just combined them into one. So let me show you how I created this card. And I'm going to use, instead of this floral image and this sentiment, I'm going to use like I said, the Lotus Blossom stamp set, just to give you another idea of how to use this exact same layout, or very close to that exact same layout. So I'm starting with this newsprint designer. This is specialty designer series paper. This is super thin. It's 2-sided, but it's very thin paper. It actually really feels like newsprint. And I'm going to start with the Butterfly Basics. I'm using this fern image, and I'm using this little honeycomb image. And the first thing that I'm doing, because I love this paper, but I kind of wanted to, I don't know, tone it down a little bit, or almost like give it an old antique-y feeling. So I'm taking crushed curry, and I'm just going to stamp this honeycomb. And this doesn't have to be perfect because you can barely see it, but for some reason I love how it just covers it up. I'm just stamping it all over this paper just to kind of, I don't know, just give it a little toned down look. And I suppose sponging it would work too, but I just really liked the effect I got. And you can see I overlapped it. I wasn't even very careful. And that will be perfectly fine. Now I'm going to take Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to take this giant fern image, and I'm just going to stamp this a couple of times. And I stamped it 3 times like that, and then I'm going to stamp it again like this. I just kind of want to cover the page just like that. So I'll get a couple of good fern images. You could put a 3rd darker one on if you wanted to, like that, you know, whatever you want to. So I'm done with that page now. I'm going to take a piece of Very Vanilla. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to glue this on. To the bottom of the Very Vanilla. So this newsprint is cut 4 by 4. I don't know if I said that before. And the Very Vanilla again is cut 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to glue this on the bottom. I'm going to line it up with the bottom, line it up with both sides, just like that. And then I've got this crushed curry ribbon that came as one of my free items from the Celebration brochure. This is another one of those. You get 3 rolls of ribbon, crushed curry, Coastal Cabana, and I believe it's Calypso Coral. Plus you get a set of 24 buttons in the same colors, which is pretty fabulous. I'm just going to tie a knot here. I can now, actually I'm going to wait for just a minute before I do my next step on that. I'm going to take this small piece of Very Vanilla. This is cut 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. And now I'm going to take my Calypso Coral, and I did a quick video on this Lotus Blossom stamp. Again, this is another one of those free items. For every $50 you spend, you get to choose one free item from the Celebration brochure. And these items will not be for sale anywhere later on. So if you want them, you need to get them between now and March 31st. So I'm taking the first image. This is labeled number 1. And I'm just going to stamp that on my paper. And again, this is very vanilla. Then I'm going to take the second image, and you'll notice I have scrap paper here. I'm going to take image number 2, I'll ink that up, and I'm going to stamp this off once. And then I'm going to line this up, turning the arrow to line it up in the same direction. Just like that. I love the dimension already with just 2. And then I'm going to take the third one, the most solid image of all, and I'm going to stamp this off twice. And then I'm going to line this one up and stamp that on top. And I love this because I always seem to get them lined up just slightly differently each time, so the image comes out a little bit different each time that I do it. And I love that one. This one actually came out lighter than some of my other ones. And you can see the difference on Very Vanilla versus Whisper White. So, very pretty. I love the image. There's a little thank you image that comes in the Lotus Blossom stamp set. So I'm going to use my Memento ink. There's also a stem that you can use. So I have my Memento ink, which looks like it needs to be inked up. My Memento ink pad. And I'm just going to stamp thank you. See if I'm getting this straight here. Down in the bottom corner. Now I have a piece of black cardstock. This is cut 1/4 inch bigger, so this is 2 7/8, or excuse me, it's 1/8 inch bigger. It's 2 7/8 by 2 3/8. I just wanted a little bit of that black peeking out around there. I put a little glue on the back of this, center that in this paper. Now you can add the stem or, you know, more background. I love this little lotus blossom. It's just so pretty. And I'm going to add this to my card. Again with glue. You can use dimensionals at this point if you want to. And I'm going to put it down a little bit. Make sure my ribbon's where I want it to be. Just like that. I'll glue this mat onto my card base. Okay, and then for my last touch, I'm going to take some of these candy dots, and I really love the crushed curry. I go through the crushed curry faster than any other color in this Regals pack, and Regals are my favorite color. So, and the sketch called for 3 candy dots right here, and I usually lay them down, and then I don't give them a good push till I'm sure that I have them lined up the way that I want them. Just like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, and I could have put those up there. You could also take some little pearls or rhinestones and put in around your lotus blossom. That would look really pretty. And how dreamy is that? There is the same layout with the lotus blossom and the basic butterfly basics. This is just butterfly basics. And I've used the crushed curry seam binding here, and on this card I've used the crushed curry free ribbon in the Celebration brochure. So just to give you a couple of ideas on how to use that paper and this particular card sketch, which you can find on my blog at stampingimperfection.com or at thepapercraftcrew.com. So please give this video a like below and share with your friends. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get the latest updates when I post a new video. And stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com. Thank you so much for watching.